Hello everybody and welcome back to the final 3 races of the 2019 Aus-NZ Combined British Touring Car Championship, and the final 3 rounds of the season take us to the Knockhill circuit in Scotland. Now, since my heritage lies in Scotland, I thought I'd do a bit of a patriotic intro, so let me know what you think of that in the description below. So yes, it is the final few rounds of the season. We've been to many different tracks, and these are races 13, 14 and 15 in the series. So we've been doing these quite a long time now. The Tier 2 Championship fight is between Highlander and Masuzo, and will come down to the final few races of the season here at Knockhill. Currently I sit, I believe, 5th in the championship, and I'm looking to either maintain my position or move up to 4th. So here we are at the end of our fastest lap in practice, which is good enough for 4th at the time, but unfortunately it's only good enough for 6th at the end of the session. But look at that. The top 6 positions, actually the top 7 positions, no, the top 8 positions, all separated by under a second. That is how close this field is, and how competitive even the Tier 2 Championship is. So Highlander, he's on top of the session with a 51.5, and I sit in P6 with a 51.9. But look, even in 5th, 6th, and 7th, look at how close the gap is between just us 3 drivers, Masuzo, myself, and Night Pegasus. So if that's anything to go by, qualifying and the races to come should be incredibly close. So here it is, the end of our fastest lap in qualifying. We currently sit 3rd in the session, and let's see where that time gets us for the time being. It's a 52.4, which is good enough for 2nd in the session at the time, but unfortunately it's only good enough for 6th by the end of qualifying. So it's Right So is starting on the pole, followed by Highlander, Masuzo, Whopper, Emu, myself, Nuclear Chocolate, Night Pegasus, Blue Falcon, and Lockie will round off the field. However, we lose 2 drivers before the start of the race, and I believe those 2 drivers are Blue Falcon and Lockie. So there'll be 8 drivers on the grid for the start of the race here at Knockhill. Now, the reason Lockie dropped out is because he wasn't feeling particularly well, and I can't remember the reason why the other driver dropped out. But anyway, let's get into the race. So here it is, the moment you have all been waiting for. It's about time to start race 1 here at Knockhill. The lights come on, the revs rise, and it's green flag racing here at Knockhill. Now let's see what sort of a start we get. We are already under pressure from Nuclear Chocolate behind in the Mercedes. Is he going to make a move into turn 1, or is he going to hang back for the time being? It looks like he'll just hang back, but let's see if we can make up any more positions in the first couple of corners. I think everyone is taking it, well, relatively cautiously, because it's a tight track and there's not an awful lot of places to pass. So we're chasing down Emu in one of the other Renault Megans, and it looks like we have a run coming into this little right-hand kink here. Let's see if we can stick it up the inside. We made the move, but we dipped our wheels off the track, so we got we had to give that position back, and now that's left us under pressure from Nuclear Chocolate, but Nuclear Chocolate, he hangs back for the time being. So it looks like we'll slot into 6th position at the end of the first lap, chasing down Emu to start lap 2. Now fast forward to lap 3, it's still Emu in front of us, but he's being held up by Whopper a little bit, and we're going to go round the outside of the uphill chicane, but unfortunately that means we've punted him off the circuit a bit, and that was a bit dirty for me, I have to admit, and I did feel a bit guilty for that. I do apologise for that, Emu. Meanwhile, Nuclear Chocolate, he's mounting a challenge around the outside of the final corner at the end of lap 3, but he holds back for the time being. Now fast forward to lap 6, and we've run off the circuit into the gravel traps just before the uphill chicane. And no, you're not seeing a replay. On lap 7, I made the exact same mistake, and that meant that Emu was able to catch up to the back of us within a few laps. So fast forward to lap 10, we're going to try and make our car as wide as possible to defend from Emu, who's trying to make a move from behind. And, well, it actually goes on like this for a very, very long time. Pretty much what I just do is I try and make the car as wide as possible in this final section of the track. Usually I'll go to the inside because you can't really overtake on the outside because there's no grip. And this goes on lap after lap after lap. So fast forward to lap 16. I run off into the gravel traps again, and, well, that means that I'm vulnerable to Emu, who pulls to the outside at the end of lap 16. Coming to lap 17, the final lap. Will Emu switch back to the inside? He's gotten a better run off the corner than I have, and it looks like he's taken full advantage of this momentum. And is he going to make a move into turn 1? It's side by side going over the start-finish line. And turn 1, it arrives now. Neither of us yield. I go into the side of Emu and I'm off the road there. But I'm not actually angry at that because I punted him off at the start of the race. I was actually glad he did do that. So Emu up to 5th place, and I finished where I started in 6th position. So you'll see the full results in a moment's time from race 1 here at Knockhill. And it was Highlander taking the victory, followed by Right Sower, Whopper, Masuzo, Emu, myself, Night Pegasus, and Nuclear Chocolate rounded off the field. So here we are, about to start the second race of the weekend here at Knockhill. 6th place BOP, just like last race. And, well, the fight ignites again. Here at Knockhill, it's green flag racing for race 2. And we are, well, it looks like the battle between Emu and I will start immediately off the bat, where it finished off last race. So let's see if we can make up any position into turn 1. Emu, he leaves us a very small gap that we take full advantage of into turn 1, which means we're up to P5 at the start of lap 1. Now we're chasing after championship contender Masuzo, who is going to try, who wants to obviously get by Right Sower and Whopper because his championship rival Highlander currently leads the race. Now, Right Sower and Whopper are going at it at the moment, and Masuzo, he looks like he's having a little bit of a look on Right Sower, but we're going to try and get involved with this as well. However, Right Sower and Masuzo, well, they're blocking the road now because they're side by side, and look at the scrap that's going on here. We try and take advantage of it, but Masuzo's able to find the grip, and there's contact between Right Sower and Masuzo. These two are really, really going at it, and if any of these guys makes a mistake right now, well, we're going to be involved in that, and we don't necessarily want to be involved in that. And Masuzo and Right Sower, they touch Masuzo off the road, and we go around the outside of turn 2, up into B4. Can Masuzo hold it around the outside? No, he can't. We're up into 4th position, chasing down Right Sower. That could have been very ugly if either of those two had crashed in a bigger way. Now we're chasing after Right Sower. We're going to try and stick it up the inside, but the space isn't there. Meanwhile, Whopper, he's mounted the curb far too much, which means he'll probably have a slowdown penalty, and you can see he's slowing up there. And Right Sower, he's going to try and take advantage of this, but Right Sower, he locks up, he goes into the back of Whopper, we go down the inside of Right Sower, and then down the inside of Whopper, so we've gained 2 positions in 1 corner. What an incredible move that was, I'd say, even if I do say so myself. Now, fast forward to lap 5, we get up on the curb just as Whopper did a few laps ago, and now we have a slowdown penalty, which Right Sower will be taking full advantage of. He's got a run coming into the final corner. Let's see if he can make a move stick. He's on the inside. We're not on the ideal line. That's where none of the grip is. And Right Sower up into P3, and now we're under pressure from Masuzo behind us. Fast forward to lap 6. Right Sower, we're still chasing down Right Sower, but we get up on one of the sausage curbs, and Masuzo goes down the inside, but the space isn't there, and we come together. Masuzo off the road. We're off the road as well, but it's a very, very tight section of the track, and it was an awkward position for both of us to be in. But luckily, we haven't crashed in any worse of a way. But unfortunately, that's probably costing Masuzo a little bit in the championship. Now, Right Sower, he slows up significantly. I think he must have had a slowdown penalty, which means we go back up into 3rd position, but we're off the road immediately afterwards, and Right Sower goes back up into 3rd, and we'll be sure to be chasing after him for the rest of the race to try and get another podium for the season. Now, fast forward to lap 8. Right Sower, he's made a bit of a mistake. Well, he's made probably a few mistakes, which is allowing us to catch up to him. We're going to try and move on the outside. I've not seen a move round here work on the outside yet. Can we be the first? Right Sower and I side by side, and looks like we're going to get him on the start-finish straight. We're up to P3 on lap 8 of 17. Can it be our 3rd podium of the season? Let's find out. Now, we've made a mistake at the exact same corner. We've made a mistake at almost many times in the last race. Now, fast forward to lap 16. Right Sower, he's managed to pick himself up a 1 second time penalty. and we're all over the back of him. So here it will be a little bit of a scrap for track position right at the end of the race. I have to stay within a second of him, but I'd quite like to win on the road here. Right, so we're defending the inside, coming to the start-finish line on the final lap of race 2 here at Knockhill. Can we try and make a move to the outside? It looks like we'll have to yield for the time being. Right, so it holds on to P3 in turn 1. Now fast forward to the end of the race. We weren't able to get by, but we stayed within a second of Right Sower, and it's our 3rd podium of the British Touring Car season. Now, you'll see the full results in a moment's time. It was Highlander extending his lead at the top of the championship, followed by Masuzo and myself picking up our 3rd podium of the season. Then it was Right Sower with the 1 second time penalty that allowed us to get that podium, Nuclear Chocolate in 5th, Night Pegasus in 6th, Emu in 7th, and Whopper rounded off the field for race 2. So now, one final race of the season. So here it is, we're about to go racing for one final time for the British Touring Car season. The revs rise, the lights come on, we're in a good position to do well. Let's see what we can do when the green flag drops. Let's go racing for one final time here at Knockhill. Now, Masuzo and Highlander will be fighting it out right from the get-go into turn 1, and we are under pressure from Right, so we get a bit of a hip up from behind. We were lucky not to spin there, but we've managed to just keep it on the black stuff. But other than that, we're away reasonably well. Now, I don't really want to get involved in the championship fight because, well, I just want to leave it well alone because I don't want to be the one who ruins it. Now, unfortunately, we've gotten a slowdown penalty right off the bat, and it doesn't seem to want to go away. Now, into the last sector of the track, the race stewards, I think they're about to make a decision, and it looks like it's going to be a costly one. It's a 1 second time penalty for us right at the start of the race, and that's not how we wanted to start our race at all. So if we want to hold on to P3, we're going to have to make sure we're at least a second clear of Right Sower, and the lockup we've had in the last corner on lap 5 certainly isn't helping our case, and Right Sower, he's now up into P3, so now we're going to have to work probably triply hard to try and get our 3rd position. Now, fast forward to the end of lap 6. Right Sower, he slams on the brakes for some reason. I think he must have had a slowdown penalty as well, which means we go back up into P3. Now, let's see if we can extend our lead over Right Sower to at least a second by the end of the race, and that running wide on lap 9's not helping our case, and we've also got another slowdown penalty as well. Right Sower back up into 3rd position on lap 9. Fast forward to lap 10. Whopper now on the attack, coming into the last sector. Will he make a move into the final corner? He makes a lunge, but he's not going to make it. He overshoots it, and we switch back to the inside, back up into 4th position. Chasing after our target, Right Sower for 3rd position. Fast forward to lap 11. It looks like we might have an opportunity here. We're going to try it around the outside of the final corner. Will it work again? It looks like it will. We're up into 3rd place on lap 11 of 17. So we have a bit of time to try and escape these two to get 3rd position. Now fast forward to lap 12. Well, later into lap 12, we run wide on the curb, and we've lost a position to Whopper, so we're down to 4th position, and now we're under pressure from Right Sower as well. Will Right Sower make a move into the final corner? It looks like he will. He tries to hold the inside line, but no. He gets a better exit than we do, and he's up into 4th place on lap 12. Well, just starting lap 13, so it looks like our opportunities for a podium place are slipping away lap after lap. We try a move, a very risky move, to the inside of Right Sower, but that move should not have worked, but somehow we get through cleanly. Now, fast forward to the start of lap 14, Right Sower is going to try a very risky move into turn 1. We somehow made it side by side through turn 1, and neither of us crashed. So, we're under pressure from Right Sower on lap 14, fighting it out for 4th position. Now, us going off into the gravel trap, it's pretty much obliterated any chance we had of pulling out a second gap to Right Sower and taking at least 4th position. It looks like we'll stay in 5th place for the remainder of the race. Now, fast forward to to lap 17. Reitzower obviously has a slowdown penalty, and we're going to try a last-ditch effort to pick up 4th position. Reitzower slow in the final corner. There's a bit of contact. Let's see if we can pull out a second gap at the line. Will we do it? It's across the line now, and no, we can't do it. We've been demoted to 5th, unfortunately. We started for 3rd and finished 5th, which isn't exactly what we wanted, but we'll see the race results now. Highlander, he wins the race, followed by Masuzo, Whopper, Reitzower, myself, Nuclear Chocolate, Emu, and Night Pegasus rounds off the field. But the main question is, what implications does this race have on the championship? And you'll see the final Tier 2 standings in just a moment's time. So here it is. Highlander and Masuzo finished the season on the exact same amount of points, but Highlander, he won the championship because it was 6 wins to 4, and that is how close it was. Reitzower rounded off the top 3, Whopper held on to 4th, and we finished a respectable 5th in the championship. Emu wasn't able to catch us by the end of the championship. Neither was Lockie, who missed the final 3 races of the season and a few races at the start of the season. It was Darkest Unicorn, Night Pegasus, Blue Falcon, Nuclear Chocolate, Statesman, and Hectic Buzzard, who rounded off the British Touring Car Championship. So that's it then. The end of a crazy season of racing in Aus-NZ. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Now, 2019 still has a few races left to run, which I haven't shown you yet, and I'll be trying to get those out as soon as possible. Leave any of your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. Follow the TCR Instagram for all the latest and greatest motorsport news. I'm also trying to be more active on Twitter, so it's @RacingTriple for the TCR Twitter. Or if you just want to follow me personally, I'm @MackenzieMusing. Link to those in the description too. We need some new blood on the Discord servers, so if you aren't already a part of that, link in the description as well. My goal for 2020 is reaching 200 subscribers by the end of the year. Something very special planned if that happens. So thank you for tuning in to the Aus-NZ Combined British Touring Car Championship. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.